Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent his messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion. That is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve, become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 386th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammett, and I'll be host once again in this weekly series of workshops. And once again, we're joined with members and support members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's show. And let me get that presentation ready here, and we will begin with an introduction with Dean or Mark, I believe.
Thank you, Rick. It's Dean here. So it's welcome to the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for justice and world peace. And that peace, as we all know, starts with inside our very structure that we are part of the bigger totality. And I was listening to the introduction today, the intro, and Mr. Keshe was speaking about Earth is like a galaxy with many stars. And so those stars are yourself or your soul. And you are present as a star, as a soul, whether you wish it to be or not. Your physical structure is a present in position with the possession of your soul on planet Earth at this moment. And you have the ability to connect with your soul and to become part of a much bigger totality, a bigger understanding through the knowledge of the universe. So we have universal beings and souls that are present with us that are bringing massive gifts for humanity to join the community of the universal community. And they've been very patient and teaching for a very long time until man understands more, understands the true essence of the creation that we are all part of. And so you're all welcome to this one planet, one nation and one race gathering of the souls that are created within the environment of planet Earth, but in a much bigger totality picture that is present within the galaxies, solar system, the universe, and the unicos. So when we open ourselves up to the understanding that it's not just a physical form on planet Earth with all the limitations that we restrict ourselves with, not just within our physical form, but within our in the way that we conduct, like an orchestra, how we operate and how we communicate on the physical form, and most definitely on a energy form. As we know, the soul is present with us all the time, and it's communicating the essence of creation for us to come in line, for the soul of physicality to match up and catch up to the soul of man, which is unlimited. So the only limitation is what we believe and how we interact in our environments. And we know that this is this program, this process that man is going through is to bring us back into line with the creation. And it's been, for me, a wonderful journey. And I know it will continue on because as a soul of man, like all of us, we're all deeply connected back to the Creator. And that presence, that centralized energy source, will always support and give to the soul of man to create the beauty of being present in this moment. So, welcome all. Thank you for being here, and we welcome you to the rest of the this wonderful presentation by all the souls of the Universal Council that are present to bring peace and beauty to mankind. As Mr. Keshe would say, mankind being kind to man. So, welcome. Thank you, Mark. I don't know if you'd like to say anything.
Just want to thank everyone for sharing their time, and welcome to the enlightenment of your soul and to your physicality. This is a program where we sort of explore our energy dimension more and bring things into manifestation through these energies we call wishes and other ways. So thank you all for being here. We appreciate your presence and sharing your time with us. That's all. Thanks.
Next, we have the wishes part of the program. And I'll remind our audience that we'll have a full minute of silence for you to implement and contemplate each wish. And I think we begin with Shweta.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, my dear Rick. Beautiful wishes, beautiful souls from the heart and soul, the core of the heart and soul, my dear one. We, the Universal Council, elevate all souls in existence to understand and to create the balance from within in this transition time. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, elevate those who are yet to be harmonious with the well-being and prosperity of the beings of the planet Earth, for them to be repositioned and replaced, and the time has arrived.
We, the Universal Council elevate our souls to create time, place, and position of universal peace.
We, the Universal Council, to give freely from our soul, to connect and elevate all leaders, to work as one soul, in one direction, with Keshe Foundation and the Mark Ray Corp, to achieve peace through technology in exchange for peace, as one nation, one planet, one race.
Hello, everyone. This is Mosfek, representing Bengali language as a Universal Council Support member. So we will start with this quote from Mr. Keshe. I love you, my soul. I live you, and I love with you, and I adore you. So here we are, gathered together to create a soul connection among all of us. So all of us, what is all of us? The united us. We are here together with a shared purpose of bringing peace and prosperity to this planet and beyond. Who are the participants? The all depends on how far is our circle of interaction. So here we are to practice connecting with other souls. Physically, we use the time, 9 p.m. Central European summer time at this point, to make the connection. But as we develop a better understanding of time, the time in the dimension of soul is a bit different. And it's not that it is separate. The time in physicality, the 9 p.m., the time, and the time in the dimension of soul are interrelated, and we have to find how we can connect with these. The 9 p.m. in physicality need not to mean 9 p.m. because there is no 9 p.m. in the dimension of soul. So it is not only an opportunity to connect with other soul, but we need not to restrict ourselves in the thinking that it has to be the physical time of 9 p.m. For the soul time is different, yet connected. Many different simultaneous threads of soul activity can exist at any one time. So here we have an opportunity to see how the soul of man and soul of physicality cooperate with other in a shared love of connecting with other souls. And this love that was mentioned earlier in the quote from Mr. Keshe is the feel that emotions of both sides are driven by. So let's use this opportunity not only to connect with other soul, but also with our soul of physicality and soul of man and others as well. For some souls are not yet developed enough. So we have those of us who can, we can share our energy with them so they too can come and join us and do things that we are learning to do. With that, I will switch to my own language, which is Bengali, in creating the soul connection. It will be a 3-minute kind of thing, and I will say start when we begin the time, and then so let's go. এখন আমি বাংলায় বলছি এই যে আমরা হচ্ছে আত্মার সংযোগ তৈরি করার জন্য আমরা এই সময়টা ব্যবহার করছি, কিন্তু এই সময়টা ঠিক বস্তু আমাদের পৃথিবীর সময় হিসাবে আমরা চিন্তা করি, কিন্তু এই সময়টা আসলে মহাবিশ্বের সময়, এবং এই সময়ে আমরা মহাবিশ্বের যে সৃষ্টি সেই সময় আমরা আমাদেরকে নিয়ে যাওয়ার প্রয়োগ করব, এবং একইভাবে এর প্রতিফলন আসবে হচ্ছে আমাদের শারীরিক সময় অথবা বাহ্যিক সময়, যেটা পৃথিবীর সময়। সুতরাং এটা আমরা অন্যদের জন্য করছি, অন্যদের সাথে সংযোগ করছি, কিন্তু তাতে আমাদের নিজেদেরও সমৃদ্ধি হচ্ছে, যাতে আমরা অন্যদেরকে আরো সমৃদ্ধ করতে পারি। আমরা এখন শুরু করতে পারি। So this is time to start. Okay, we can move to the next thing.
Thank you, my dear Rick. This is the Universal Council invites you to the Keshe family and the Universal family in unifying at the soul level every time and every day at 9 p.m. CET to give freely from our soul to connect and elevate all leaders to work as one soul in one direction with Mercury Corporation and Keshe Foundation to achieve peace through technology in exchange for peace as one nation, one planet, one race. My dear beautiful souls, as please do join at 9 p.m. CET time. But as dear Moshrik said that there is no time in the soul dimension, so you can connect anytime, and you are already connected. So connect with all the souls anytime. And as Mark says that when you are tracking on a mountain, cooking food as a housewife, as I do, we housewives do, and then we still in the soul connection, we do that, and many like knitting or playing or anything in a lecture, just you have to connect with the soul. So this is so beautiful and so simple, and that has given this ability. Ability we have forgotten thousands of years ago. So please do remember again, as we are all soul beings, all souls in existence. So please do join, my dear one, wherever you are, and there is no time in this dimension. So in this dimension of beauty and totality. So thank you, dear one. Thank you so much, beautiful soul. Salam, namaste, salute. Now we can go to the next present.
Yes, I have something to add also, if I can. First of all, I thank anybody who has participated in this soul connection. As Estefania said, I feel the connection. And I had experience of, if you want, you can use your breathing, how you breathe, how you keep it, and to connect with other souls. If you think it's you are not still there to connect. So I really congratulate all of us, peace lovers. I feel the humanity's heart has waken up. Maybe it needed the scenes of blood of children in Gaza to be waken up, maybe. So humanity, young people from all over the world, their hearts has become alive, and they use their hearts. And I just am happy to congratulate you for that. Thank you again.
Okay, next we have a video from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop with Mr. Keshe, and it's an invitation of a different kind for invitation to be part of the Universal Council. It's a short video, a couple of minutes, and I'll play that now.
There's something which I should have made announcement. As we are structuring in a new development of Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60, and they served during the 60 years they are there till 61. They to run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of many languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally. And we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply for to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality, and understanding the culture that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we're going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. I also want to add that please do, it's a humble request that this time, in this timeline as we are in, we have to join together collectively, unify together as soul beings for the elevation of humanity to the next level. So I also invite from all souls in existence, as we are all universal, dear one. So please do come from wherever you are, any corner of the planet, I will say. We are all with no borders. Soul needs no borders anymore. So please do join as Universal Council members and Universal Council support members and beautiful, beautiful members of the collective consciousness, I will say. So I welcome every soul, those who are willing to serve. This is the time and this is the need of humanity now. So welcome, my dear beautiful souls. Welcome. Yes. Here we also invite you to connect with a member of the Universal Council to send us your question to be answered live each week or the needs of your community. And I also want to say that yes, from the heart and core, with gratitude, we invite as we are all knowledge seekers, dear beautiful souls, we can ask each other experiences, ask questions to each other. And as the Universal Council website is updating, and it will be soon updating, so that you can email and ask questions or share anything you want to share with the Universal Council members. And I will say that you can also now in this moment, you can also join, share your experiences with, or share your any question you want to. We will also ask questions and share in the Telegram, different Telegram languages with different language groups. Please do share, and I invite you to share your messages or give a message. A message, I will say, because in Telegrams we send messages and information. So I'm saying that, please do share your heart and soul sharing. Any question, if you are able to answer. We are all knowledge seekers, beautiful souls. Please do share in the Telegram now. So thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, thank you, Swetja. Next, we have the commandments, and we're on the 20th commandment. This is part of the completion of the missing commandments by Mr. Keshe. And do we have Joseph today? Or
no, he's
Marinette,
thank you, my
Swetja, or Dean?
Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, the commandment, the beautiful commandments by Shrimanji Mehran MT Keshe. So I will, the commandment is, thou shall serve his soul, thou shall serve his loved ones and his own as he expects to be served by the others. This commandment actually means that when you give respect, you deserve some respect. That is it. As my experience, I will say that when as a soul, as a co-creator, we are. I was I created this beauty and totality when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. I was happy and sharing. But when I started this my emotion about uh, other worldly things, or maybe the soul, maybe the space, maybe why these are religions, why why these are caste systems in India. It's very violent, I will say. So, but then people started disrespecting me. I just shared with my open heart. Why do you do that? You shouldn't be doing that. And they scolded me, and I I was just dismissed and disrespected. So even I was married and created this family with my children, my husband, and my relatives. They all opposed me because I opposed the religion. I talked about the religion adversely. I don't say it. I never adversely spoke about any organization, but I pinpointed the lack they do, the worst they do, why they do that. This is a disaster, and it happened always. So, and because of this, I was left alone in a way, disrespected. So then I started. When I came to Keshe Foundation, I also started. Anger is also an emotion. We should be in a balanced position to portray, to uh, have this anger in a balanced position to carve it in a way that it work, because this is also necessary. So, uh, according like this, I started ignoring these people, those who are not respecting me. In a way, I don't say that you have to respect me, and because I'm saying this, no, no, not like that. But whatever I'm saying, you have to understand, or if you don't understand, at least shut up, kind of that. Why you are saying bad words? So, and that is the way I feel, because what I say, if you don't understand, it's okay. Maybe someday. It starts with my family. Started with my family. So as this, as we started with the journey of peace with the ethos of Mitra, the Creator also deserves this respect, as He has created all of us in His image, the soul, the Creator. He also deserves respect because He respected each and every soul in existence. He loved each and every soul in existence. He deserved this respect. He deserved these services according to the ethos of Mitra. Be good, talk good, act good, according to your understanding. So this is what I want to say, that whenever, if you respected every every soul being from your inner realm, heart and core, then you should be respected back. So this is the way we cleared, and we when we do that, when we clear the path of peace more and more in clarity, these energies, those who disrespect you, will be gone because you wanted them gone. Just say, well, this is what I experienced, my dear beautiful soul, that when you respect yourself also, we have to respect ourselves also. What I think, what I do, Now, because at the before the Keshe Foundation, I was like a victim. I always tell that, oh, this is what happened to me. That is, then I understood in these teachings, in this the beautiful teachers, the teachers taught us that you have to respect yourself also. Create a balance, my dear beautiful soul. So you have to respect yourself also, and because of this respect, you respect the Creator. As a co-creator, you are. Embrace everything. Respect self as a creator too. The universe as a creator, self as a creator, and this will clear. Well, I will say, if a person, then 100% your path of peace. You will be in clarity with all souls. Those are in love, lovers with lovers. I will say thank you, and this is the way I understand. Um, when you give respect, then you should be respected too. And we should respect ourselves also, self as a creator. So, as respect the universal law, ethos of Mitra. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you so, so much. Uh, anybody, any beautiful souls want to say, share something? Welcome.
Thank you, Sweta. So it's Dean here. I think I'd like to say something about this this commandment. So I always look at the words that have been put in front of us, that we view through our spectrum of energies that is connected to our physical form on planet Earth. And these commandments are an addition to the commandments that were delivered by a certain individual. The commandments were given to his soul, and he wrote those commandments down in stone and delivered this knowledge for humanity, or the believers in this particular knowledge of humanity, to go forth and to create in the right way. Now we know Mr. Keshe has delivered these additional commandments that we're now speaking about now, and they have a direct and massive influence on the understanding of the original teachings. And if this particular soul had delivered all the commandments as was given to the soul, then we probably would not be in a totally different time, place, and position in this very moment. The peace, or a peaceful environment, would be totally different to the one that has been presented to us within our own structures, through our own wars that we have within inside ourselves, because many believe in this structure. Many believe in this soul that delivered this message, and understand it was one soul who delivered the message. There's been many prophets on planet Earth, beautiful souls that have come forward and delivered a message from the universe. And then that message has been diluted or changed from the original message that was received on a soul level. So this is one commandment that is an addition to the 10 that were written down. Thou shalt serve his soul. What does that mean for us? What does that really mean for us? Does it mean that we go forth and create conditions of turmoil and creating in the wrong way? Or does that mean that we become at peace with ourselves and we learn to communicate with our soul, which is in unison and total unity with the creation? It's at peace. It knows no other condition. And so it says, thou shalt serve his loved ones. And having been part of this process of being present with the Universal Council and being touched in many physical ways and on a soul level, you come to understand that the soul doesn't judge, and nor should man. Man should love all and give from his soul to all souls, and particularly the ones that that are creating in the wrong way. When you use the soul of man to interact, you can create conditions and change environments, and it's a connection that back to the Creator. That's part of that, that part of us that we all have. The soul of man was present with Moses, and he received from the Creator this information that he wrote down in stone. And this addition to this makes us realize that if he'd written a few more things down, so that he could have really given the full essence of the creation, then he would have loved his enemies. He would have loved all. He would never have done some of the things that he needed to do to gain a position. We're not judging. We're just bringing forth the knowledge of the universe for all of humanity to understand the essence of who we are and what we really are and what we're really about. So, and serving the other ones, it says here, and his own, and his own. Who is his own? Do I have an enemy within humanity when I'm a human being? In a physical form, do I really have that? Because if I expect to be served by the others, then I have to do the same, return the same gift back. I have to serve the others too and give from my soul for them to receive whatever it is they need. So remember, this is a commandment and a completion of the missing commandments by Mr. Keshe. And I know, and many knowledge seekers have come to understand that Mr. Keshe is a incredibly beautiful connected soul from creation who has dedicated his physical life to bringing peace to planet Earth and interacting with many different souls to try to come to accomplish this position. And he's supported by many souls that have become present in physicality but are from the creation point to help to deliver this message. And it's a very profound message from the universe for mankind to be kind to man, to understand. And it's now coming to a time, place, and position where the possession of the soul of man has become enlightened, awakened to its own beauty, its own knowledge that's always been there. So if we then use this commandment as the way it should have been delivered, to serve the others, to give unconditionally as best you can. None of us are perfect in physical form. You just set the intention and give to receive more. So thou shalt serve his loved ones. So who is the loved ones? According to the Creator, that would be all in creation. There would be no exception. And if we all learn and come to understand the ethos of that particular spoken or delivered message, maybe to the soul from the energy dimension of the soul, then we would act, speak, think in a certain way, because when you start to establish that connection with the soul, we all know, and I'm sure many of us feel it, that the presence of the Creator brings peace, joy, happiness, and an abundance of whatever it is that you need. These teachings that Mr. Keshe has given, has delivered, are a massive addition to the knowledge that humanity had. And now you're receiving higher dimensional interactions, a gift from the Creator to come to understand how the universal family and all operate and function in other dimensions. So when we, as a beautiful soul of the universe, understand this, we start to create in a totally different way. And we know from these teachings that Mr. Keshe is diving deep now into the knowledge of the universe and touching the soul of man in a time position that is elevating all of us gradually, bit by bit, slowly. And it has to be this way, I think, because if it was delivered in one go, many would not be able to accept it. So it has to be delivered in a way that all can understand that we're part of the Creator. And so thou shalt serve his soul. Thou shalt serve his loved ones and his own as he expects to be served by the others. Thank you all for being present and listening to me. Thank you.
So if I can add something, because I was kind of stunned by the beauty of this law. It's so important. It's so needed for our civilization. And I put it in somewhere that I can read it more often. Well, we always use the word, you shall serve soul, you shall serve your loved ones. Okay, I know that. We try to do it. And then it's new, serving our own as we expect to be served by the others. That means to respect our soul. That means to take care of our soul like we take care about treating others. And that, I think, it's a big change. And if that had been on earth 3,000 years ago or something, or more, what a change it could have done for us. Maybe that's why Keshe believes still in humanity, or doing all these things, because we were just not aware of the truth. And just I give you, I use the opportunity to talk about these things which I learned here, which I thought it's idealistic and just a word. I had to deal with somebody and I didn't want to let go of that person who had some mind problems also. So I did any trick I knew. I discussed with people. I used everything. It was suffering. And then one day, the last thing I remembered, we talked about unconditional love. Why not using it to this person? Then I said, oh, she doesn't understand anyway. And then I told myself, I try to expect nothing from this person. That she's supposed to act like that, or whatever, no expectation. And secondly, just unconditional love. I didn't know how to start the communication. So the communication starts with unconditional love without expectation. So everything went right. And the person was so glad. She kind of was laughing that all that respect, which comes from unconditional love. And I think the matter was solved. Even though the person is changeable, but I think that unconditional love and no expectation solves any problem, because it's respecting people, treating the people the way we want to be treated. And now in this law, we have to treat ourselves with the same way that we treat others. So it's just perfect way of respecting ourselves, And so I thank whoever gave this teaching to us. And we just try to practice and observe and see the results. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we'll move to our next position here, which will be knowledge and understanding about time. And I believe Stefania will be presenting. Hello, go ahead, please.
Can you hear me properly?
Yes, and I'll play
Okay,
the
perfect.
background music as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And my name is Stefania. I'm representative of the Italian language of the Universal Council. Okay, thank you for the background. Yes, so thank you, everybody. So today we're going to talk about the 597 workshop that was done last Thursday. Again, it was a very, very important workshop. Again, talking about time. Mr. Keshe, in this workshop, he will give us, he will tell us how we can use time to develop structure. So this is very important. So through time now we know that we can create structure. And Mr. Keshe is this mainly what he's gonna talk about. It started at a very, very beginning with just normal fields. And he said the fields, the original fields, they have no identity, they have no, they're not defined. So, and he said that, but when they find a mass, when they manage to create a mass, then they start to have a heartbeat. And then he going to explain how with two fields you can create a structure, and then you can create anything. You can create life. So it's very interesting, this workshop, because you make understand we got to time, the time of physicality, for example, and the time of energy, the energy time. And you have to build, from my understanding, you have to build a middle ground, where in this middle ground you can create a time that the two can meet up. And in this middle ground, then you will be able to then make the life to start and begin. So you give example, for example, a wish and a dream. So you're going to more in depth on speaking about what is a wish and what is a dream. So for example, the wish, it's us, for example, you wishing for something. So you at the physical level, can create in the physical level by at the energy level of the physical time, you can create like a wish. So, for example, if you desire, he make in this workshop, he make example of the child wishing for a teddy bear, for example, no, or someone wishing to see his mother that is passed away. So you make a wish from the physical side, and because it's still in the energy side of the physicality, then in there it can meet with the fields of the time of the energy side. So, for example, you suddenly dream that you saw your mother. The important thing is that Mr. Keshe stressed again is the emotion. So if you can combine and make interact the emotion of the physical time with the emotion of the energy side, when the two balance out, they become one, and you can call them the unisense. When the two souls become one, and you give a different example. Mr. Keshe give example in this workshop of when we die, for example, our soul physicality get embedded inside the soul of the man, or he make example when we born. So you have the sperm and the eggs when the two different heartbeat, they make in one heartbeat. It's when time start. So when life starts. So you got the child, the soul of the child, and this happen when the two emotional, when the two heartbeat balance, or when the two energy time balance each other. So they will create another life, or they will start another cycle, like in point to death, for example. So it's very important because from here we can practice. He tell us to practice a lot. We can practice, can really practice in a different way. So you can go before going to bed, you can wish for something and see if you can dream it. Then if you dreamt it, more than likely you created this time space where then from there will be like just a matter of time they will come back physical. You will see physically when the time is right at the physical time. So this is very, very interesting. So I really recommend you to read, because it's very interesting how it goes into the wish and the dream. What is a wish? What is a dream? How you can use them together to create time. So to manifest things at the physical level. And he said that this is the way that should be, always been, but we be a little bit ignorant to it. We just misunderstood the meaning of the wish and the meaning of the dreams. But if you get good at use them as a tool, we can structure time. We can make whatever we want. So it's very, very interesting. You also go into the creation of the child of Mitra, and he said that even when you create child of Mitra, they don't need the physical dimension, and create the child of Mitra, so you will create a perfect time, so everything will be perfect. And you will see them straight away, because they will stand out, because their knowledge goes beyond the physical knowledge, is include the universal knowledge, because in the children of Mita, as we said, we don't need the physicality dimension, so you can use the energy level of emotion of physicality with the level of emotion of the soul, and in this way you can do it as you want. So when you dream, you can dream the perfect child. When you dream, you can do whatever you want as you want it, and you can put as much as detail as you want. So that is is a common kind of ground for the time of physicality and time of energy. What else to say? Let's see. Yeah, also it talks about the fact that if we are learning how to create a time at the energy level, we can literally live millions of years because we start to get fed by the fields of the universe. And in this way, we can stop killing. We can stop using and consuming the energy of other beings to survive. And this will give us to live forever lasting life. And also you can, by learning to create time in this way, where the emotion of the soul of the physicality match with the soul of the man, you can also, by learning the process of the wish and the dream, you create in time, and this what also make us to transmute. So this is a very important things to learn if you want to transmute. And what else? Yeah, so definitely stop killing. That is another our things we can achieve if we can feed ourselves from the fields of the universe. And what else to say if I yeah, so it's very important to understand that he in this workshop, Mr. Keshe, said that first things he created the fields of the place. If you remember of the star formation, we have the place, the possession, and the position, if you remember. And the combination of those three, they set the time. So in this workshop, he really make understand us that he create first the fields of the place. So with the wish and the dreams, you created the place, and that start to trigger the motion of the fields and the change in the possession and the position. No, so this is very, very important. And then the place you can see also as a time of physical energy, if you can say it like this, and then the emotion that you created by this wish and by if it's sincere, and the dreams, you will be able to bring them also to enlightenment. So the intelligence this emotion will connect to the intelligence, then we connect to the enlightenment, and this is how from the wish you got the dream, and then from the dream it will be just a matter of time you will get what you want if it's sincere. Because you include the emotion of the soul, and the emotion of the soul will have a match with the soul of physicality, and when they match, they can create the dream is complete. So the wish is complete, and you will just matter of time that you will receive. It's like he makes the example of chess, that you have the timer tick 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 tick. And he said it's when you start this process of the wish and the dreams, you're setting up time already, and will be before or later that you will receive what you wish. And he makes example of the two parents going to pick up the teddy bear that the child wished. So it was just a matter of time that the child would have this teddy bear, because is the love of the parents to see their kids receiving a present. He compared with the love of the soul of the man, see soul of physicality receiving his wish come through. So you have to just make sure that your wish is sincere, and you make it it's clear in your head, and you can make it connect with balance out with the soul of the man, and then you will receive your wish. Yeah. So what else to say? I think the main things I remember about the first part. I think this is the second part where he talk about, or maybe in the first part, I'm not sure, on how we lie down on the floor. And he said that the reason why we grow intelligence in compared to other animal. I think this was in the second part. Someone asked why the man is the best volunteer for creating time. And he said that is because we've been lie down when we sleep horizontally, and when you sleep horizontally, there is no middleman. There is no interference between you, the soul of physicality, with the soul of the man. They're pretty much straight in contact, and from lying down position is the perfect position. Mr. Keshe saying to dream and make a wish first and dream. So it really suggests us to before going to bed to try out, even try different position. So you make a wish and then you lie on your back and see what's come out as emotion, or you do this lie on the side and see what happened when you lie on the side, which emotion you're receiving. Because anyway, you can face down, you will notice the differences. So after the break, Mr. Keshe, I'm gonna do very briefly because maybe we got some video to watch. But Mr. Keshe talk again about the cosmic ray balls and their limited edition. They're all been prepared and ready to send. So you will receive one soon if you didn't received it yet. Then Mr. Keshe talk again about the cosmic, the transmutation session of July. I think it's open, so you can start to apply for the July session. And also it talks about the Mark Ray Corporation. I think they look for new stuff. So if you're interested on working with the Keshe Foundation and become a fully employee, just look on the second part, and it tell you which employments they're looking for. Yeah, so let's see if I said everything about the second part. There are a lot of interesting questions. So the one of lying down, there are many others. I think again in the dreams, goes more into the dreams again. Yeah, so I think I finished. So thank you so much. And Rika, I'm sure you have some videos to watch or to listen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Stefania. Let's go back to our presentation here. And according to our slide, it's time for transmutation. I don't have that in my setup here, but
there are some videos you're supposed to play now, as far as I can see in the schedule.
I am not seeing that in my schedule.
Okay, maybe it's different for you.
Yeah, something's different here.
Okay, I can do it, and if you think that something needs to be played, you can do this.
Perhaps Lucy can send me a updated something. Let me see here.
So anyway, I will proceed with this while you work out the other part. So once again, let's we are talking about transmutation, and the time plays its role in this whole thing. So we have this idea of the time in the energy dimension. And Stefania touched on many of these things, so I will use some of the things she said. So this time that in the soul dimension is different from the time in the physical dimension that we are accustomed to on this planet. Now, last time, Mr. Keshe and I also talked about it, is the idea of clusters of stars, like Sun being one such stars. And when you have clusters, you have a different time situation in that manifestation of physicality we call a cluster of stars. And then as larger clusters are formed out of these clusters, eventually leading to the formation of galaxies and beyond, we have different horizon of time. And this is physicality at different level of energies. Which is distinct from the universal energy or universal time, in which the soul operates. And the lifetime, let's say for the sun and its existence, is determined by its physicality and the time in the dimension of the soul of the sun, and of course the other souls that are interacting with it, because the energy exchange is continuously going on. So the life of sun is dependent on all the soul participating in the activity of the sun, which includes us too, actually. But we may not play a big role in there, but we are part of the story. Now, let's look at this cluster or physicality and its relationship with the soul dimension. We will come down to our physical experience for this purpose. And I mentioned last time about playing the game of chess with some friends, right? Now, before we play the game, we wish to play the game. And this is before we even physically engaged in the process of playing the game. And maybe when we were very young, we had, well, I love to play chess. That love for chess, where did it come from? That wish, which led to sort of like the learning of the chess and then playing with some and getting better at it and so forth. The physicality unfolded from that wish and that childhood dream of the ability to play chess. When the child was daydreaming about playing chess with some masters or whatever, the child did not know anything about chess at the time, but the dream and the wish was there. And then at some point later on, we see him playing chess in a tournament with great chess players of his place and time. So you see the relationship between wishing, dreaming of it, and its physical manifestation. And you see the dream was very intense. There was not, it's not the time, the dream doesn't have this kind of time boundary we have in physicality. But eventual learning and development of the ability to play chess and eventually playing good chess is the result of it. We can all go back to our childhood about our dreams and passions. How many of them have come true, we may ask. You will be surprised. So here is an example of wishing and making that wish a reality. Can we adjust the time? Can we adjust the learning process of the chess? Why not? The same is true in the wishes we make. And I have been doing it for a little bit, and I mean, I will just say that I've written some wishes in the recent time, and all of these wishes have a dream with it. It's not the dream that I dream at night, but it's the kind of like the daydream we did when we were little kids. That kind of dream, because we can consciously engage our mind in that kind of dream. And then it unfolds. I know some of these things are unfolding, and I know that I can see evidence of it. Yes, most of these wishes are for the collective humanity in a large scale, but my dream is there. Or shall we say it's a collective dream, really? It's not my dream. It's our dream. And then it unfolds. Take a look at some of our wishes. Dream about them. And see them unfold. And you will see them unfold well before others recognize it. Because it is part of your dream. It is part of our dream. So the chess game, becoming good at chess, is a simple example. But it has that passion, the love, and all the emotions that go with it. The same thing. Yeah, we can do the night dreams, but why not do some daydreaming? That too is valid, isn't it? We have all done it. So, after the meeting, we can daydream, whether we fall asleep or not. And it's and I kind of have developed a new appreciation for my own childhood. I mean, as child, we kind of think, we didn't understand anything. But maybe we underestimate ourselves as children. Maybe we can kind of visit our childhood and there are a few things I knew and understood that I have forgotten. So let's dream. And the dream transmutes into physicality. How wonderful is that? And how can transmutation be far away then? Let's dream and dream well. And the dream is not limited to night, night, day, wherever, whenever you are, in the car or in a train, plane, it doesn't matter. Opportunities for dream is everywhere. And the physicality or the manifestation or the transmutation, how can that be far away? It's right there with the dream. So, it's the way I'm speaking is that it has this emotional aspect to it. I'm trying to convey, and you get it, it's kind of like, thinking about childhood is really the best way I can convey this emotion. The passion of being a child. Let's remember it, celebrate it. And the real celebration is the one the spark flies and the reality manifests. So this is so connecting these two worlds, the one of wish and then dream. Dream is really the design at the soul level. So the fields within our soul contain the design of all the manifestation. So our manifestation as human being on this planet is part of the design. It is part of that dream, that design. And then the dream becomes the reality, which is the physicality we are experiencing right now. But the dream or the design has to be there. So we are all dreamers, or we are all designers, or shall we say, part of the creative process. Dreaming, designing, and creating, which in turn becomes the physicality. So we can connect, we can all participate in it. There is no limitation here. So let's go back in time, as the saying, back to the future of our own childhood. And in a way, live it the way in a different way, in a way of our present understanding or enlightenment, and the development of our intellect added to it. The childhood plus these things. So we can go back to the future to find the infinity or the creator. So have fun, and just like we did when we were little kids. Thank you very much. I think I will conclude here. Anything anyone wants to add, that will be wonderful.
Thank you, Mosfeq. It's Dean here. So, Mosfeq, so do you have a beautiful dream that you go back to yourself to create?
I have many dreams, and I do it like nowadays. I don't like wait for going to sleep. I do have dreams. But I tend to do it more as daydreams these days. I'm more inclined to do this, and sometimes I also dream very strange dreams these days. But I have also noticed that even night dreams, I can actually become conscious of the dream and change things, adjust things, play with it. And so this is something I never paid attention to dreams. But now, I do any kinds of dreams, whether I'm consciously doing it or doing it at night. Either way, I consider both to be the same thing, really.
Mosfeq, I think this what's been shared today will help and enlighten many. And I'm sure we always, in this transmutation, we always go to the positive. We always go to the beauty. And we know if you stay in that position and you, in your environment, you live and you act and speak in a beautiful environment, and then you have a dream, you're going to create wonderful realities. So for me, it explains a lot about certain things that happen, but we're going to stick with the positive. This is a transmutation in this very moment for each and every one of us, because we're in a dream, and we're speaking about confirmation of our existence. We're speaking to ourselves, or to ourself, to the one. So in this transmutation recently, I went into, and this merges now into the go with the with the captains of the ship. So this was a little while ago, a week or so ago, maybe more, 2 weeks. I went into one of the flight sessions, and I said that I didn't feel that anything happened. But it only takes a split second, and in a split second can be eternity. And on a personal experience, it was in my location, in physical form, where I am at the moment. In the last few weeks, it's been hot, and so I was sleeping outside of the building. And I remember at one point I must have been dreaming, and I was under the stars, and I just woke up, literally just in the middle of the night, just woke up and looked up into this to the night sky, and there was one star, and I first of all I thought it was a plane or something like this, and it started to just get slightly bigger, and then it just moved to my left slowly, very slowly, and then just seemed to just disappear. It just suddenly, it was larger, brighter, then it got smaller and disappeared. And then within a very, very short period of time, another one appeared to the right side, like a shooting star. And it went very bright, very quick. Boom, it was like a shooting star straight after the other one had just disappeared. And I must have just woken up literally from the dream back into reality, and was creating this or connected to this star, or this position that was shown to me in physical form. I had actually physically seen this with my eyes, but I was obviously experiencing it in the dream state and brought it forward. Maybe not. But it seemed like that to me now that I look back, and with the beautiful teachings that we've received today, that explains many things. And I think that for many children, for many people in positions, we're all children of the creation. But if we go back and recreate anything that we want, that we wish for, we go back into the dream, make a wish, have that happy, in enjoyment feeling within inside ourselves, connect to the soul, make a wish, go to sleep, and bring it forward, and see how this creates for each and every one of us. Because then all the souls have to interconnect and make the wishes for the others. So the knowledge that has been shared today is of creation, and it is a very beautiful understanding. And I thank all the Universal Council members and support members that have come forward with this totality of the knowledge and their understandings, because it is a completion of real beauty. That if you start to use this, each and every one of us, as one, then the totality of the creation point is in this time and place and position, wish as you would like it to be. Thank you, Mosfet. Very, very beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you. Oh, yes.
Mosfet, I have a question. Maybe you can expand on this. So with a dream, we always wish, and it's always some type of manifestation and that's be considered creation. But we do it unconsciously when we are sleeping. Now, when you say you learned how to do it consciously, like daydreaming, isn't that the same thing as when I set out in the daytime to accomplish a task? I wanted to go to the store and get something done, and I do that. Would you consider that as creation and manifestation of my wish?
Well, that's really a sort of like a prescribed kind of, what you're talking about going to the store is kind of like a prescribed procedure. It's a kind of like something that requires very little dreaming. Dreaming is a different kind of things. It's let's say you want to be when you were a child, you wanted to become a doctor, and you dream about certain thing, although that's not completely connected to the reality, but you think of something differently, and there is a different kind of things to it. Think of think about you dreamt about as a child, and that's what I would call the
okay.
dream
So
time.
in a sense, there's little dreams, little accomplishments, little manifestations, and bigger dreams and bigger. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, some of them have become conditioned behavior in the physicality. There is nothing, some mechanical, some of, going to the grocery store has become a very mechanical procedure. It's no longer, your soul is not participating anymore. It has been kind of like brought to physicality. And it's no longer, you don't have the dream component to it. If you are creating, let's say, if you are creating a new recipe in your mind, there is some dreaming involved there. And then you're thinking,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. If I want to go to the store.
Kind of like, but you have the creative element in there, which we don't have in the like mundane task of like buying a bread for the breakfast is not that.
Correct.
And so it's a very different. So and at nighttime when we dream, some of these are interaction with other souls. So it can be a collective effort. So the dreams are not necessarily individual dreams. It can be collective dreams too. So we can bring in other soul to collectively dream about something, as we do in, let's say, some of the wishes that we do in this kind of One Nation, One Planet meeting. So we can do these together, but it has to have this element of you feeling it and you experiencing it in a different way. Just like dreams, daydreams, light dreams, it doesn't matter. But it has this kind of like and you feel the emotion associated with it as you do in dreams. Daydreams have very strong emotion associated with it. Any creative effort has an emotion associated with it. It has its own flavor for each person, each of us, but it is there. It's very tangible. We all know it. And as child, we experienced it and we clearly remember many of them.
Right. It's interesting. Just in a way to do it consciously, it has to obviously involves little or less physicality, but more of the energy and feeling.
Well, one way to look at it is you can go to the store and buy something. For example, maybe you want a candy bar. So your intention to go to the store was to get a candy bar. Your physicality reminded you somehow, oh, I'm hungry, let's go get a candy bar, and away you go off to the store. Or you can, when you feel that first tinge of the physicality and its wish for a candy bar, you can do the exact same actions, but you can be present at the same time and bring your presence with you, bring your soul with you to the store that the physicality has a need to fulfill its wish there, and be present with the physicality in the same manner that our previous saying here, I love you, my soul, I live you, and I love with you, and I adore you. And that presence that is your soul that lives with you and you can love, you can bring that to the store. Why not? Well, the why not is we forget. We forget to remember our own presence, to be totally present in the moment with our full presence of our soul, and as deeply as we can create. And we have the opportunity to do that in every single moment, including going to the store. But we often give over our lives, especially in the daytime, to the physicality. So it goes about doing its thing. And as Moshfek mentioned, it's pretty much automated processes. It's our habits and our compulsions and various things that interact to motivate us, to give us that emotion to go into motion, to actually do things in the physicality. But each of those things we do in the physicality also gives us an opportunity to be with our own presence, to do it with presence and attention and awareness that there's more than just the mundane, ordinary, day-to-day things going on in our lives. And we can actually bring those things to life by being present. And you might find that going to the store is a different experience when we're fully present. Maybe we'll just randomly run into somebody that starts talking about their life and their spiritual things and so on. And maybe we'll find a way to interact because we're in a more elevated state by being present with our own presence.
Hello,
Makes
is
sense.
Salome here?
Makes sense.
May I?
Yes, go ahead.
Rick, may I talk?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. Concerning dreams from our childhood, first time I was impressed by the word Minister of Finance. I didn't know what means. And I became not a Minister of Finance. I work in the Ministry of Finance. And when somebody, my grandfather, spiritual grandfather from Switzerland, made my horoscope, astrogram, he said, you'll become a Minister of Finance because in your horoscope is like this. In the second house, you have so many planets, but it's only for religion, for philosophy, and for a social model. So I think that our dream and wish is important, and also the energy of the universe which influence you at your birth. And we can influence our destiny by our wishes and dreams, and if we are truly and sincere with our wishes, they will manifest. I just forgot about all this astrogram and all my interest about minister of finance. And when I worked there, I entered there, I just remember that it was my first impression. And I think that the solution for our international system is to have a financial system which is fair play. I mean, it's not okay to create credits from nothing. And if you are not able to pay, you'll be executed, and your house and all your what you have will be confiscated by commercial banks or state. And I think that if we'll want to achieve peace, first we have to have a structural model which create a structural peace, a social model. So now my dream and my wish is to find this model of society which put together the knowledge of the science, plasmatic science, and the knowledge of spirituality, the science of the soul together in order to find this model. I think that Mr. Keshe already find it, but we need to manifest it together as a community at the international level, and use all means, especially arts, because arts use emotion and sentiments, emotion. If we don't put emotion, we are not able to manifest. And we can manifest this new paradigm of science and spirituality, put it together through all kinds of arts. I mean arts using plasma knowledge, using our new paradigm to explain to humanity through arts, because they are interested in arts, in divertisement, in I mean enjoying. All the people wants to enjoy through arts, but the message of arts has to be very serious, and we can modulate the hearts and the soul of entire humanity using the beauty. I mean, the creator is beauty and goodness, and the art is a product of our soul. And this is my dream now. And if we are together and if we create this, it will manifest. For example, my nephew had a dream, and I had a dream for him to be at Vienna Opera and work there. And I said to him, "You will be the first." And he believed it, and he entered now the first for a master in Vienna. So this is my dream, and also it was his dream. And I made him to believe that he is the first, he will be the first, and he was the first. Of course, he is good. And I hope that he will meet people from Keshe Foundation there, and he will understand about this science, and he can influence all the artists from Vienna to manifest peace and to use plasma knowledge and science on the stage, create librets, create musical like opera, operetta, and other kinds of art, using all art, also film, movie, I mean, using picture, painting, photographing, and all kind of 7 arts to explain to humanity that we are one at the soul level, and that plasma science is simple to understand, and is necessary to feel it and to have this emotion and co-create the dream of unity of the planet, to understand people that we are one race, we are one country, the planet is but one country, and we are all the citizens of the planet, and is not separation between us. At the soul level, I mean, this soul, this collection of plasma, we interact all the time with all souls, all plasma. So we are not separated. We are one unified field of plasma. And if we put this in a theater, in a opera, in operetta, in musicals, people will be more interested on our knowledge. Thank you very much. This is my wish, and I hope that together we will manifest it. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Salomia, my dear. Thank you so much. Beautifully you said. And I will say, you may say I am a dreamer, but now I know I am not the only one. Thank you, my dear, and thank you, Moshik. And I will say, as a dreamer, when I was a child, we are all dreamers. There was always dream, and I wanted a bicycle, because my neighbor's daughter, her name was Sujata. She has a cycle, beautiful cycle. So I always dream. After that, when she got a cycle, I was dreaming about the cycle day by day, day by day. But she was not a best friend of mine. My best friend was Pampa Adhikari. And then my father got me a cycle, like dreaming that we are riding the cycle, and even but there was not a cycle, riding the cycle, and it's like a superman kind of a person. And then I also, when my bicycle came, Pampa used to see and try my cycle. I just wish for her too. Her, let's Pampa also get one cycle. Maybe her father will get a cycle for her, buy a cycle. And the next day, she was on a bicycle, and she that told me that my father has also bought me this cycle. And then me, Pampa, and Sujata are the gang of the street. In every street, we are running with a cycle, falling down, getting injured, hiding the injuries, kind of that. And they're these dreams, always beautiful dreams. And now, as Moshik said, the dreams are designs, beautiful designs indeed. And standing in the now position, the past is here, the future is there. That I am that I am. This dream has become the focused universal plan for the future of all. So this is the beauty of that UV came through as a design and now a plan for space travel, the final frontier. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you. Thank you. Salam. Namaste. Salut.
Okay, I think we can go on to play some of our video excerpts here. And I think that will explain somewhat about the new products and whatnot. And we can also discuss about that. So let me play the first video here from the 597th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And something about increasing capacity to the intellectually something. And starts at 1 minute and 37 minutes. Just let me adjust this. Just 1 second here, literally. Okay, let me just share that properly. Ike says, good morning, Mr. Keshe. In today's teaching, you said the trees do not manifest out of interaction of fields in the dimension of energy, if I can paraphrase. So does it mean that the interaction of the fields of emotions, intelligence, and enlightenment can only be attained by man, that is, human beings? Hence, the children of the universe can only be born by man?
No, if you have to understand it in a different way, the emotion and everything else exists within the plants, with the trees. The dynamic process that the man has connected itself not to be rooted to one place as the vertical people do, allows man to be the best volunteer. And that's what he exactly will work out to be. It's not exclusive to the man. The vertical people decided to root themselves into the ground. If they come in touch or become across that energy package of future that we understand now, maybe they do. But man is the dynamic one. We haven't rooted ourselves, so we travel across, and that's one of the reasons. And that's why man or the animals, like the fish or the cats, are the best volunteers for that. It is to understand the emotion and connection of it and how you interact with it. Trees and plants have emotion, but the place is fixed. There is no dynamic structure with it. So this gives them a limitation of interaction. They only adjust themselves to the environment which they take energy from. And that's why they produce the same thing all the time, repeatedly. The same leaves, the same fruits and everything else. Man is different. Man moves and changes position. And changes position by absorbing different fields. Then man is the one who's outside. Even this is the part of the structure. If you look at the fish, why do they have common characteristics? If you look at the birds, why do they have a common characteristics? And if you look at the animals like man, tiger, lion, or whatever, we all have different characteristics and we compromise one for the other. And this is how we interact with the others. We evolved to make the best opportunity of the conversion and diversity of the fields which is within the structure of, or with the interaction of our soul. It is very interesting. Something which world of science will come to understand one day, why man intellect is grown so fast compared to the other animals. We have a phase which more or less only one or two other creatures on this planet follow. And this is the key to man become intellectually advanced. Never understood, but the main cause, the main reason for man intelligence growing and we become diversified in intelligence is our ability to sleep on our back. This process of being able to lie down on our back has given us an advantage, a 0 point, and a field dimension which creates a specific intellect. We don't have any, more or less, animals. Some animals do it for a very short time, but human does it as a continuous process of. We sleep on our back, where the soul has a fixed position support of field energy conversion. We have this habit of bringing our soul in a way very close to the field of the earth, which brings it to 0. Reset. Interaction, conformation, and position. If you follow and understand how our intellect and emotion is directly connected to the way we sleep, where we go into the point of what we call your dream, what I call into the energy side. And as we open the fields of the reduction in the magnetic field of the blood that allows the soul to expand, we connect directly into the what we call soul structure of the planet. In a way we make a twinity set. Direct. If you walk barefoot on the ground, walk barefoot on the grass, walk barefoot on sands, when we go to the sea, we feel good because we create that connection. We don't wear shoes. We connect directly to the 0 point. The only time we connect to the 0 point with our soul is when we lie flat on our back. This creates a condition where more or less there is no interaction except between the soul of the man, or the energy of the man, and the soul of the planet. This is one of the reasons we fall in love with this planet. This is why we believe in everything it does to us. Because due to our sleep on our back, we have more or less no 0 connection with anything else except it. When we walk vertical, we have the heartbeat, we have everything else in between. When we sleep sideways, or on the, on our side, still our head is not in line. The only time when we lie on our back, where the soul is completely and directly in touch with the ground, this is where we gather information connection. Does not matter if you live on the 100th floor or if you live on the ground, on the soil. Because there's a shortcut system to it. You try to sleep on your back, on the ground, on the beach, on the sand, on the soil, on the grass, and try to go to sleep and wake up and see what's the difference when you sleep in a bed on a mattress with all the springs and everything else in between. Creation of emotion, creation of the separation of the interaction of fields. This behavior of the man has given a man a gift unknowingly that allows emotion to be a complex emotion the way we have. And that emotion affects the dimension of physicality and the dimension of the soul and interaction between the two. Try to understand. It's a beautiful test if you can do it. Get yourself a polyester pillow. Get yourself a feather pillow. And then lie on the ground and try to sleep in 3 phases and see how emotionally you wake up. And then try to understand why man can survive the span of the universe through the interaction of the emotion. And this is sleeping on the back, because the whole of the spinal cord, which is the distribution of the energy, instead of going downwards, it goes sideways. Your root into the ground through the interaction of the field of the soul direct. You don't need the intermediary of the nervous system to the ground. Try to understand this, and if you understand and understood the connection between the emotion of physicality and the emotion of the energy, then you understand why man as a race has that advantage compared to the other creatures created on this planet. We move. Our soul moves. The plants have a direct connection one way. They have not developed the side way. We enjoy the vertical and the side way, and we enjoy the flat way. In a way, we spread this field through our neural system in a long route than the vertical route at the same time. And this is part of the intelligence of the man. That's why we are so versatile. That's why we have gathered intellect in a different way. We are emotional in a different way because we sleep on our back. In a way, when we die, the last phases, we always go to that point to say goodbye to the planet. Because we severed that line of connection. There is no more important connection of the man's emotion system control than sleeping on your back. It's not a physical lie down. It's connection of the fields directly into the soul of the planet. We sleep on the physical side, the body of the man with the physicality of the earth, but the connection of the soul energy with the soul of the system. And this brings a specific connection. It brings a specific energy fields, which brings a specific intelligence and understanding and interaction. World of science has not understood the cycle of the sleep on a physical dimension when you sleep on the back. You can test it, go through it, walk it, and then you'll understand exactly when you become aware of how it works. Doesn't matter if you live on a concrete block or you live on the ground and you sleep on the floor. This is how our ancestors through evolution became intellect, separate, more intellectual, more variety, more understanding as we get fed directly by the connection lines to this planet. There is no air in between us. There is nothing else. We connect directly on the back of our head, but close to our soul, directly with the soul of the planet, directly with the information. And that brings a different intelligence because that is connected to universal fields too. Those of you who have the cosmic ray balls material and you have the headphone units, hold them in your hands, put your headphone unit, the new ones with the what we call cosmic ray bundles, and lie flat on the ground. And tell us how much you've been enlightened and what's the difference in emotion. Then you understand. Because even if you have the two balls in your hand and you're flat on the soil, you create what we call a star formation between your soul and the two balls on the inside of your hand, and on both hands on the inside of your body, and see what emotion that brings, and then you see what enlightenment you receive. There's a lot man still needs to understand. Any other question?
Okay, very good. Let me see, question from Stefania from the Italian. Okay, that's our first excerpt. We have another one about new products and positions at the Keshe Foundation. So let me get that set up here.
We'll be underway.
Okay, I'll play that now.
All the cosmic rays, whatever has been ordered, is completed, and you start seeing to receive all your cosmic ray balls. And we thank you for your support. We have a few more pieces left, and then we stop the production. Hold on to these because you will understand the value of these very, very soon, next year or so. They're worth a lot of energy and they're worth a lot of money if you know how to play with it. If you're on the physical side, you bought them for other purposes. These are some of the most important investments you ever made. Then we tell you how and why. The cycle is completed. The last pieces has left us, and they should be packaged and sent to what we call every single one you purchased. It took a long time, but it's beautiful what it does. We see a lot of people reporting when they hold the two of them in their hands, and we have a few pieces I think left. And we should decide again, maybe sometime in the future, if we're going to produce any more of it, but that was, as we call it, limited edition. Stories well, and at the same time understand how we teach you how in the future, maybe how to replenish them for the purpose of the whatever you use them. We are setting up the July session from now. Those of you who want to join us with a specific structure to do and to be part of. And we would like to complete it at least a week before we usually revisit the last hour because people join in. We want to complete it at least by around about 15th of July. And then we most probably set a structure. We're trying to bring in the transmutation into a whole system that you can feel and go through it. We had a very interesting case of a gentleman joining a last session on Friday and getting annoyed that there was too much snoring going on and he couldn't do anything. It shows that you haven't matured. To transmute, you don't need to be awake. Awakeness is the what I call dimension of the man. The man who was snoring, this is the reason we didn't close it, I didn't interfere, is that did he go through transmutation, left the physicality behind, and the arrogance of the man states that I paid, I have to get, where you actually missed the train. Some of us transmute in the dream time, some of us transmute awakeness, and we still don't get there because we have not made the wish. We just been there expecting to be fed as the habit of the man. In the coming days and weeks, we bring in new dimensions into teaching. As new technologies get evolved, we'll bring part of the transmutation into the Thursday teaching. We'll never tell you, but we will bring in dimensions that many of you start going through the feeling of transmutation to understand it and see how you feel during the time. We don't inform, we don't tell, it's for our data collection in the background, and very few people will see this, what we call use of our technology in the background as we prepare for a bigger dimension and directions in technology development. We're still going out with a request for all of you who have understood and worked deeply with the what we call gas technology, nanotechnology, and different part of the Keshe Foundation work in the past years. We will issue a list of people we would like to join us on a full-time work with the Keshe Foundation worldwide operational market cooperation. We are at that phase, and in the next month or two, as we receive your applications or whatever you know and what you've done, you will receive an invitation to become a full employee of one of the what we call subsidiary of the market cooperation on a long-term contract of employment. Placed in the position where you are, it is irrelevant to us as we set up different structures for different applications. You are in whatever fields you have experience, you can offer us your expertise. We are setting up as of more or less August to employ a massive number of people. Hundreds of thousands of people in the next 12 months will go through process. Knowledge seekers who know how to use the technology, not just because you make cancers or whatever, but you have the expertise in the field of commerce. You have expertise in what we call merger and acquisition. You have expertise in setting up connections between governments that it helps us to work, to bring the position faster. We are there to do. Market cooperation will open an amazing opportunity for many, many people to bring the nations together. And this will start within the next few days, but actual work, if you send us a message that this is my expertise and we offer you a position to join us, do not lose it, because you structure the future of the work in that section or part of it with the others to bring that about. You're computer analysis, you are AI specialist, whatever you are, really you would like to work with us to bring the change. The doors has opened up, everything is set, and in next maximum 10 days we start responding to some of you who sent us that this is my expertise, and this is what I would like to do, and this is what I can do. We want to use your expertise, but it has to work with the ethos of the Keshe Foundation, market cooperation, and a world plan for world peace through technology. Let us know, and in turn, we'll try, if your expertise is needed for us at that time, to call upon you to join us. Usual place, info@keshe.foundation, or the Human Resources and Market Corporation. We have seen somebody playing with the shares in the background with the stock market of the Market Corporation. We know who it is. These are criminals, which they try to make money out of a few cents. This is how they made their money. They came into Keshe Foundation. We know who he is and who they are. It's somebody you know very well, but these are involved in all sorts of corruption and all sorts of things. They push the shares up and down, few cents up and down. This is their play for the next few days. And then, do not worry about what you see. This is the way one man is playing with buying 100 shares and selling it for you to panic to buy, that it goes higher, and then he sells the shares at a higher price to you. He is somebody we know very well. He's a criminal, and he lives in Los Angeles area. So don't get worried about the shares going up and down. As it goes up, they push it down with 100 shares, 1,000 shares, and then they get you to, and then they sell you at a higher point. Stick to what you are, hold on to your shares, because the magic will start very soon and you will understand. These people are criminals, and they come with the name of, they came to Keshe Foundation that way, so we know the individuals. Some of you know them very well.
Okay, and there's one other excerpt. This is from the 596 Knowledge Seekers Workshop at about 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's about democracy and licensing. And let me share that now.
It. And this is the way it should be, should have been, not patent rights. The way we did, we left the technology in your hand. We let you to deliver it and develop it, but you will find out soon, very soon, next few years, anything you developed which uses in source Keshe Foundation technology, you still get your money. Customer pays 10% tax, intellectual tax. There's no need for the guy who made the wipers of the cars, if you know the history of it. He patented it, car companies use it, 20 years lapse, he spent all his life and energy trying to get paid for the patent that every car you drive uses his wiper. Now, it's there, you pay. Intellectual right becomes human right. And that's why I started that. I ask you to develop as much as you can, because now that we go into operational track, you use the technology, you're selling your soap, which uses GANs, you still get your money. Customer pays tax, 10% intellectual right as a license. Not the reality. There's no reality into it. And you find out science world will evolve a lot with this income. We have to do it this way. We had to change the pattern, but now that we've gone into operational, transferring the knowledge from Keshe Foundation into Markray. Markray is a stock market company and has different clouds, different structure and different government structure behind it, and can enforce it. There's no more always Keshe Foundation. You deal with Markray technology, sits there, you pay 10% because it goes by license to the licensee. Doesn't matter who plays what music in which channel. Doesn't matter what you use, technology in what part. You will see the changes, and now we have written into all our agreements, and it's acceptable because it doesn't affect the profit of the company. Does it affect if you pay 30% VAT on your goods? Goes in the hand of the pocket of the government to do what they do. 10% what you call license fee on sales goods, sale of the good, solves the problem for the scientific world, solves the problem for the scientists, makes huge amount of money available to research and development into space technology and the rest. And you don't have to be worried who copies it. The more you copy, the more income you have. You just need to confirm where it comes. It becomes a job of governments to collect in the future. The way they collect money for musicians and they give them now goes the other way. This intellectual right tax on sale of the goods will be worldwide applied because every product, even the apple you eat, has genetic or scientific evolution on it. Allows a balanced world to create new dimensions in the financial support of science. And it's international, it's broad right across borders, does not know no nationalities. You will see it. Intellectual tax on sale of goods does not affect you. Don't buy it, you don't pay it. You use the technology in the factory, which brings you sales by advantage of it. You don't do anything, it doesn't touch your margin. It gives the intellectual person who use, you might have used 10 different technologies in your work, freely available taught, the scientists get paid for it. And this is the way it's going to be. All our contracts through market carry this 10% intellectual right license. At the beginning, the first 2 or 3 negotiations was very hard because people say, oh, it doesn't touch, does the VAT touches your profit? No. You produce microchips, uses 10, 20 different scientists, know-how in life for companies. This is the job of the government to allocate. This is what I do. I use this knowledge, this knowledge, this knowledge. It doesn't harm me. It's like a list of ingredients. And it's the job of the government by ratio to pay research centers. I use this, 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 this. And this brings balance, gets rid of all the patent business, gets rid of all these intellectual rights. Your intellectual rights is when it's used. And if the government uses it for military, space, or other developments, again the same. They have to allocate percentage of the research or development goes to the scientists. Patent business is finished. And the governments understand this. And this is why I always ask you to do as much, teach as much, develop as much, use as much, because when there is enough of it in the market, there's enough of it usage, you sell your things, you have to pay your taxes. The one who uses it pay 10% for the knowledge. Intellectual right has to be the right for people who develop it, but controlled by the government that all get paid for it. Then there is less involvement with the governments getting involved because researchers receive funds directly from. You look at Beatles, you look at all the songwriters, even one TikTok of their music's used, they have to be paid a fee. How come the knowledge of a scientist does not worth that much than a ding-dong of a noise? This way is correct. It doesn't harm the producer. He says, right, these are the technologies I use from these places. That's all he needs to disclose. The governments collect the taxes or the sale tax from it comes. If you exclusively use one technology, directly goes to technologies. There is a need for restructuring and justice to scientists and the people who develop technologies, and this is the correct way to be done. In America, you pay 4 different taxes: local tax, government tax, this tax, that tax. Why not pay the scientist who brings you together with the governments to collect the taxes for it?
Any other question? But sorry, but so let me add something. By the way, now you understand why we say the price shares you see in the market is not real. If you collect this 10%, you can see the revenue.
Okay, that was our excerpt from the 596 Knowledge Seekers Workshop. And now we'll go back to our presentation.
Hi, Rick. It's Dean here. So we have on screen a flight with a captain, and this is from May 2025 to July 2025. And so we see the next session is in July, and it says choose your captain. And it's €500 per session plus VAT. And Mr. Keshe has just been talking about taxations and taxes. So I think in his explanation, if you open up that plasma, what Mr. Keshe is speaking about, I think you'll come to understand how this tax revenue game that's being played upon all the citizens can be utilized in a different way now. And so having listened to the workshop and having for all of you that have experienced the knowledge on a soul level, this flight with the captain, at some point now there will be a opportunity to join a captain and to go on a flight, and the captain will decide upon a time, place and position, and you may experience a transmutation to that location, place, possession in time. So this is an opportunity for each and every one of you to experience this. These sessions at the moment are a small group of beautiful souls that are taking their positions, and but in the moment to follow, in for humanity on a much bigger scale, there's going to be an opportunity now for many people to experience this transmutation. And it's like all scientific, qualities that are shown to humanity. It takes a little while for it to become recognized. Mr. Keshe always spoke about the first plane that ever came across. And he remembers saying there was somewhere where there was this someone said there was this big metal bird flying across the sky, and everybody went, this is impossible. And they all laughed at him. So this technology is the same. The reality is that in the matter state condition of a flight situation using the physical form, we could take a physical device. This transmutation with flight with the captain gives us the opportunity to actually experience it in a completely different way. You've all listened to the teaching today. You've all understood the dimension of the dream and making a wish, and how important that connection will be. So this is now going to open up a whole new avalanche of informations to the soul of physicality of man, to the soul of the man. It's going to give you the opportunity to reach a position and a place that maybe you're not familiar with in the physical form. However, on a soul level, you will be guided by a captain that will transmute you to a position, having known that all the souls always give to each other and share unconditionally. So you would never be put in a position of a place, time, and position that wasn't correct for you. So, and as we all engage in this, and as we all come to, to sense it and feel it, we will all become captains of a destination. And then we will gradually share this as we experience it, and we come back and when we share these experiences, more and more of us will want to be part of this process. And I think that each and every one of us will experience something completely different. Even though you may go with a captain, your experience, your soul will allow you to experience what you need to as a beautiful soul of the creation. And in a physical form, if you still feel the need to actually get in a metal bird or a metal something or whatever it is, a spaceship or a device of some description that travels from A to B, then you would do it in a completely different way. However, I do, from my understanding, is that you will receive with this technology a balanced position, an energetic sense that the soul will understand, and it will elevate you. So all these technologies that come forward gradually now, and with the Mark Ray Corporation. So we just look at the name, Mark Array. So, and we're, the technologies we know is all interactions of the rays of the universe. That's what we basically have come from. The interaction of a soul that's created an environment around itself as it passes through an interaction of a matter state condition, and then that transforms into a physical being. So a flight with a captain, you've already done. That's how you probably got here, and now the opportunity is to reverse and travel back in a different way, to a different time, place, and position. But as I said, it's already a position that we've already attained. And we are all awakening to this information and this knowledge that is being linked with the matter state condition of having to sell it as a corporation, when it's knowledge of the universe, knowledge of the creation. And so I know it's always a sticking point when you have to if whatever you want to call it, the creation point, God, whatever it is, has to sell itself on the stock exchange to enlighten humanity. But this is where we are. And so you have the opportunity, and each and every one of us will receive this in the time to come, the opportunity to elevate your soul. And this interaction is available for the next session is in July. And there's no actual date here. I'm not sure exactly when it is. Rick, do we have an exact date in July yet?
Well, the
25th.
25th?
Yes, it was 25th. You have to apply before the 15th, however.
Okay.
So that's important that people need to apply for the 25th session on the 25th by July 15th.
Okay. And yeah, so that would be useful. I mean, I'm was one of those ones that always leaves it to the last minute. That's just the way that I've interacted on a soul level. I tend to let my soul guide me, and as it positions me, then I interact in the matter state condition. But I will try to book this next session, and I obviously will have to do it in the next few days. So if you have the opportunity, please join us and experience it. See what happens. See where you go. See what you come to know. It would be wonderful for you to experience what you need, and then to share that experience with the rest of the world. Because we do it a different way, as Mr. Keshe and all the guys know, that we interact in a different way. We actually give. We actually make a donation of our own money to actually help the rest of humanity to experience things, instead of like the other way around, where we have certain interactions on planet Earth where you have to You know, they pay you a certain amount of money and then do what they want to do. This is the other way around. And so this is helping humanity in the totality, you know, for people that have the money, have the opportunity to actually have the purity of the soul, to actually step forward and actually take a position and actually give back, you know, be unconditional. And this is where many souls and many beings are starting to realize this. It's all very well having the opportunity or the, you know, having a big pile of gold or something sat in a bank. What does it do? It's a physical matter that sits there. I know the interactions of the economy are based around it, but if you have the opportunity to actually interact, you know, with a captain to go somewhere, then maybe you will experience something that will bring you, you know, the real gold, that gold within. And then you will experience more, and then maybe you'll receive everything by giving something. So the more we give, the more we receive. So be present if you can. I know some of the guys that are present in these interactions, and they are the most incredibly beautiful, like all souls are, very giving entities that want to, that need to help others, because this is the ethos of the foundation and the ethos of the universal community. They come here to give and for us to experience, you know, this transmutation of the soul of the man. So please be present if you have the opportunity. Thank you very much. Mark, would you like to say anything? Anybody else would like to say something? No? Okay. So, Rick, I think unless someone else has something to say, I think we can go on to the next slide. Thank you. So you can see this, the next slide is this a revolution solution for psychological problems of human colonization in space. Symposium. This is psychology, World Council for Psychology, and it's the Spaceship Institute, the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, as we all know. And this is where it's all heading, really. And we have this World Congress of doctors and people that are in these profession that have the opportunity on the 15th to the 19th of basically this month in Vienna, in Austria. And it's going to be featuring a world-class program, and for the first time, online day live stream tickets for those unable to attend in person. So we all have the opportunity to be present with this, to interact and to experience the knowledge, you know, the knowledge, the deep, true knowledge that you don't usually get the chance to interact with. And with this, we are all have the opportunity to be present. So if you can't physically be there, then you can book an online ticket, and the prices are on there. And for those within the family, whichever the family is, wherever your family is, if you can't afford it, then and you have an intention, then maybe somebody, if you make the wish in the dream, will come forward and pay for you, and complete the you know, this beautiful cosmic loop of your soul being present in this moment. Remember, nothing is by chance, so you will be there for a reason. Your soul will have positioned you, knowing full well that you're, you know, it's your moment to shine, to come to, you know, to know more information about the interactions of being present in physicality. And what's going to be the beauty of it is, I think, is the fact we have very knowledgeable people, intellectual people in their profession who will be present. They have to let go of all the informations they've received. because for this technology to really blossom and to interact with the man, you have to work on another level, that soul level. And so the intellect, you know, if you have that cup that's completely full and you're not willing to empty a little bit, then you won't receive the knowledge. You know, you have a very small, narrow window of what you've come to know. And if you just stick with that and you won't open to anything else, then you won't gain the full beauty of the knowledge. You have to let go to experience more. Be open. Open knowledge. No one is higher, no one is lower. We're all equal as a soul, and we all have the opportunity to interact. So as you can see here, we have online day tickets at €139 for live participation, or a full Congress online with a 2-week replay. On-site day tickets at €189. And it says here that there's a 20% discount on all full Congress tickets. And you can see there's a code there, which is WCP 2025 /20. And this is a limited time offer. So if you can be present in this moment, because Rick's just basically just showing there that only for Keshe Foundation. Sorry, so I've just read that. So it's only for the Keshe Foundation, 50% off all online tickets, and this is a special code. So if you want 50% off, then there's this code that you put in when you book the tickets, and you'll get it for half price. So all the knowledge seekers out there, all the beautiful souls that understand this knowledge, please be present, support the foundation, support yourself. Because with the knowledge that we've just gathered today and the understanding, joined with all the teachings that Mr. Keshe and all the beautiful souls have given for such a long time, when we come to understand all this and we put it together, we complete the picture, then you can see that we're going to start to really take off. Really start to interact, and whether you want to interact on purely a physical form on planet Earth, that's your choice. If you wish to interact and open up the unlimitedness of the soul, again, this is your choice. However, if you will find that if you use the brain to interact, you may get this narrow window. Whereas if you allow yourself to interact, you connect with the soul, and perhaps you'll experience, the bigger picture of the creation. And so this is a chance, an opportunity for the soul of man, and for those that have the inkling to join their soul with all the other souls that are present to enhance humanity and connect to the universal community, which is an ongoing process. But as we know, there are many, many beautiful souls present with us that are feeding the soul of man energies from the creation to help us to become peaceful and enlightened to the knowledge of the universe. And it's an opportunity for all of us to interact. And you've got to remember, this is an addition to the highlights of the Congress by medical scientists. So we're going to have medical scientists there that have experienced all their knowledge they've gathered. And they're going to come into a place and experience this new technology. And so it's going to be a very interesting interaction, as it says here, a revolution in science with psychological problems. So we all have these psychological problems, because that's part of the game of being present on planet Earth. We all, have this interaction of the twin souls in physical form. So when we start to interact using this new technology, this new, as you see the new device on the screen now. So with this new technology, you're going to start touching the real elevation of the soul of the man. And the soul is pure. The soul is so pure. So when you go to a position, time, place, possession, position, you may experience the soul aspect of being present. The soul is perfect. So when you touch that soul and then you come back, will the physicality of transmuted and transformed into another position of perfection, of beauty? With the knowledge that's been shared with us and the understandings we're starting to gather together, will some of the knowledge seekers and some of the doctors experience the beauty of creation and this unraveling of the knowledge? I know it's I've been a knowledge seeker for quite some time, and my soul guided me to this position, and I experienced many things. And this next step is sharing the knowledge, so each and every one of us understands it to the point that we can start to utilize it. We can start to be part of it. And who knows where you need to go as a soul through the physical form of the interactions of the brain, which is part of the process of the interactions that give us many of the emotions that cause us the physical problems that we interact with the emotion. And then we have doctors that are here to correct this process. The doctors have informations they've gathered from their interactions on planet Earth, with the knowledge they've received through lectures and books and informations they've gathered over a number of years. When the soul of the man is opened up, they have the knowledge of the universe. So this is where they need to throw away these doctorates, these conditions. And yes, you have beautiful knowledge, and we all need that knowledge and understanding. But if you let go of this information that you've received and allow yourself to really receive the beauty, the knowledge of creation, then maybe you'll be the one that opens up the gateway, the door for humanity to really elevate. And we can put a price tag on it, and we can call it a corporation, or we can all come together as the soul of man and experience it as the soul of totality, and really experience the beauty of creation, which is what the foundation has been delivering and serving to the people for a very long time now. And as we know, time does not exist. So we can be present in this moment and experience the beauty and totality. I hope and I wish for each and every one of us that we come to experience the knowledge, and it touches the soul of you. Because once the soul is touched, you become very peaceful inside, and you will experience more that you want to share with everybody else. And once we understand that we're all part of the same totality, these wars, they disappear. And these psychological problems will disappear with the knowledge. So bring yourself to this presentation if it's possible for you. And we look forward, and the foundation looks forward to your presence on a physical form or on a soul level. And I personally have experienced some of this. I know absolutely nothing. I know a tiny little fraction of nothing. However, I know the beauty. I felt the beauty of it, and I'm sure you will feel it too. So you're all welcome. So thank you for being present, and I think that's enough. Thank you, Rick. I don't know if anybody else would like to say something. Thanks, Rick.
Just want to go ahead, Rick.
No, go ahead.
No, just want to encourage people to read the abstract. As he said, when we're traveling in a craft in space, you have this weightlessness condition, And of course, this can cause a number of problems, but you also have the radiation and the cosmic rays, which can cause some psychological problems, depression, and other things of the captain and the crew and the passengers. And this is what he's saying. This unit will actually be demonstrated. Again, as we've heard, we're not doctors. We're the provider of the technology. So this traveling in the matter state in space, man is going to have to either figure out how to create the gravity the same as the Earth, and also beware of these what we call energy packages. Here on Earth we call them viruses, but apparently in space there's a number of these energy packages that you can that can be interacting with you and cause these psychiatric or psychological or psychosomatic conditions. And this system, or the technology that's being brought here, is to shield the members, the crew, and the passengers from sort of some of these interactions, or if you do walk on a planet, to be able to balance that energy out. Because we're, in a way, a bit familiar with viruses, but as we know in the universe, it's just full of these different energy packs of different strengths and perhaps even different dimensions. So this unit will be allowed, the doctors will be allowed to experiment with it. Of course, it's not fully developed. There's a second part of it, which will come in a number of months in the future. But this is, again, allowing the transmutation to take place. I would imagine the cosmic ray material is embedded within these in some shape or form, which again limits the dimension of the physicality, and it creates a balance between the physicality and the soul of the man. So again, this is advanced technology that can be used in space as well as on the planet. And I think the doctors will pick it up and test with it. This is what he's encouraging them to do. Some of these units will be at the conference. They may even have the two-part system there. And we'll go from there. But if you look at the abstract on your own and you can read through it, you'll understand more about this presentation. Of course, Dr. Kern will be there as well. Mr. Keshe will have a 3-hour session on Saturday, the July 19th. And as Dean explained so beautifully, you can purchase an online ticket and get a 50% discount. So let's support where we can.
Okay, let me play that excerpt from the 597th Knowledge Seekers Workshop about the Vienna experience.
There's a picture on the screen. This system is set to do that. Its final design is done, and then you'll understand a lot when you use this on what you call intellectual understanding, connected directly to many, many aspects of life in the space and the knowledge. This unit is going through its final phase. This unit, for the first time, will be shown on the 19th of July in the international conference in Vienna. And we let people to use it, doctors present, can use this and see how the intellect, how it affects their, what we call understanding, and how they get enlightened. We'll bring a number of these into the conference to be tested by the world of psychology and psychiatric department, what we call the section of medicine. And does the light enlightenment, or does it fix a lot of things which we have misaligned in our emotion, in our brain? We are not looking for them to see the vision. We are looking to see afterwards what the lightness they see in their conduct, connected to the knowledge of the past and universal knowledge. It's a very interesting unit, and is one of the most dynamic systems which we have developed. then you can see, you can connect to it to tap into the knowledge. Interesting is for us if we can reverse the tapping of this knowledge into the what we call digital form that we can show. In a way, in the future, we can print your emotion. And we can literally convert it that if we can print your enlightenment, what you saw, what you seen. But it will show for the first time in 19th of July, this unit will be shown and brought in especially for the world of scientific world of the psychologists, doctors to test it. Any other question?
Okay, back to our presentation again. Oops.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Please do join needs and wishes. Please do join the symposium. Very, very important and very, very much needed this time. The psychological warfare that we are going on should be removed. Thank you. Thank you, the needs and wishes. We, the Universal Council, give freely from our soul to elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve peace in the Middle East now. We, the Universal Council, give through our souls that Russia and Ukraine can find peace for the sake of all the families of the planet. We, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of our brothers and sisters of India and Pakistan for peace and enlightenment now.
We, the Universal Council, through our central engines or our central energies, create an opening for Mr. Keshe to become a senior advisor to the United States and other nations on domestic and foreign policy to continue the plasma revolution, advance space technology in exchange for peace, and peaceful employment for all. These are our wishes, and our wishes we command.
Thank you, my dear Rick, and thank you, beautiful souls. We are here to serve, not to be served. So this is the key of this elevation, moment of silence. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls, and welcome, welcome, welcome again. Suswagatam into the beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, welcome to the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of all universal souls we are and all souls in existence. Welcome, welcome to the love and light and enlightenment and abundance and peace. So please do join Keshe Foundation X platform and join love, come home. The Universal Council. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you so, so much.
Okay, thank you, Sweta, and thank you to all of the members and support members of the Universal Council for another lovely program today. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back again next week at the same time and place. Well, it'll be a different time and different place, but you get the idea. Next Tuesday, be the 15th, we'll be back again. And our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which will start tomorrow, Wednesday, July 9th at the 7 a.m. Central European Time, which is the same as 10 o'clock tonight on Tuesday in Pacific Time. So somewhere in that time frame, if you would like to join, is a good time for presenting your projects, or if you have any questions or comments about the plasma technology, that's a good place to introduce it. Okay, I think that completes everything for today.
Rick, would you like to invite them to the testimonial meeting?
Yes, you always give me that reminder. Thank you, Mark. Well, why don't you? You were good at that introduction. Would you like to?
Well, as Rick often says, this is a way to pay back the Keshe Foundation in a way for what you've experienced through some of the technology, or perhaps even on your own, the conditions you've been able to create. So this testimonial meeting is the second Monday of every month. This is an ongoing process, and it starts at 8 p.m., I believe. And of course, it's in the same Zoom room as this. So you're all invited to attend and to share what you've discovered. Again, we're not writing scientific papers, as Mr. Keshe said. Our testimony is that scientific paper. So if you'd like to present your testimony or your scientific paper, as it's been referred to, please join us on that day. And again, it usually turns into quite a enlightening meeting, if we can put it that way. And we thank our host, our beautiful host, Rick Crammon, being there for support and opening the platform for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. And yeah, as a reminder, that'll be on the 14th of July. And again, at the 8 p.m. Central European Summer Time. So bring your experiences of the plasma technology and share it to the world in that format. And it's an excellent way to get your scientific paper out into the world, you could say. And the only peer review will be your peers will be there to review it with you. Okay. Thank you, Mark. All right. I think that brings an end to our show, other than our musical interlude here.
Music. The dream dance.
Yes,
Dance,
indeed.
dance, and clap, clap. We enjoy. Beautiful souls. Beautiful, beautiful souls. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, Shweta, and to all the members and support members for your work and progress in the Universal Council. Thank you very much. Many people are in gratitude for the work that you do. All right, we'll end things now, and thank you everyone for attending today's program, and see you in the next public teaching workshop.